Actually, I nearly died because of it, and thank goodness I didn't.
If you say that you were not in the healthy relationship, what do you mean by that?
There were three, unfortunately, three abusive partners, and I just kept falling into the same habit. I'm autistic. That's what I am. I'm autistic. So I spent my life thinking I was not being able to understand myself or understand why I kept falling into these situations. There's a stereotype out there that Nigerian men are going to hurt you, they're going to scam you.
Oh my goodness. You guys met in Vietnam?
Yeah.
You said no?
I said no.
Yeah, I said
If you don't know yet, she's based in Nigeria now. Okay, that's just the beginning of the story.
we kept talking when I got to Nigeria. So I think like a day or two after I got to Nigeria, I already made up my mind. Okay, this is something that I really want to pursue. She sent me a screenshot of the text where she broke up with a guy. And that was just it.
When I first met Banji, and one of the things that made me really fall in love with him was the fact that he felt totally different. He was a good, kind, open, honest person.
Anytime I feel like I needed to have a break, she's always my go-to person.
There has never been a point that ever meeting you ever since you came into my life. I want to thank you for making yourself my home, for making the literal home. I see the growth in you every day, and I'm very proud of you.
They said I was going to kidnap her.
What happens when two cultures, two continents, and two families fall in love? You get drama, you get joy, you get challenges, you get wahala. And sometimes that wahala is incredibly sweet. Welcome to our Sweet Wahala. My name is Natalia Mufutao, and each week I sit down with Nigerians and their partners from across the globe to talk about everything, from in-law drama to the powerful love that holds it all together. Let's dive into today's story. My name is Natalia Mufutao, aka Naija Wifey. Welcome to our Sweet Wahala. And today we have a very special guest. Zoe came here straight from Australia, and Banji came from Nigeria, not that far away, but from the Osun State. He's a proud Yoruba man. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Pleasure to have you guys. Normally, I've been interviewing couples with 15 years of being married, 10 years. Today, we have a different approach because how long you've known each other for?
It's been about a year, I think.
I'm already in love. All couples with the long experience, we need your energy, sparkles, and everything. So I hope that this is what we're going to get from this interview. So the first question I always ask is, how did you meet?
All right. So it was a bit over a year ago. I was living in Vietnam at the time, and Banji and I had a mutual friend who was also in Vietnam. So Banji, you'd known him for like 10 years or something, right?
About five.
Long time mutual friend, and I knew this guy really well too. So I was going back to the city where this guy lived, and Banji randomly got a visa to come and visit Vietnam to visit him. He didn't know anything about me. I didn't know he existed either. And then it just happened that on my first night back in that city, I had a welcome back barbecue, and I invited that friend, and he brought Banji, and then from there, that's how we met first, right?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You guys met in Vietnam?
Yeah.
Yes.
Ah,
Other side of the world.
that's really interesting. Okay. So Banji, when you saw Zoe, what did you have in mind? What were your first thoughts?
What did you think?
Okay, the first time I saw her that night, I will say this again. She came to greet everyone, and she hugged our mutual friend, and she didn't hug me. I'm still hungry about that, by the way.
He was a stranger. Do you want me to be the kind of person who just goes hugging strange men?
She didn't hug me, and after that, we got to sit down, and we were like about 5 in the room. So apparently, she chose to talk to me in that moment, and she was asking a lot of questions about Nigeria, and she was using her hand to. When she was talking, she was describing with her hand.
Naija style, eh? Yeah.
Okay.
But she didn't know that time it's a Naija style. She didn't know.
Also, like, I wanted to be a good hostess. He was a new person who I hadn't met yet. I was already in a talking stage with somebody else at the time. So in my head, I wasn't thinking, oh, he's cute. I was just thinking, I want to welcome this guest. So I was like, how are you? Are you enjoying? Here's some food. And he took that as flirting. And now it makes me rethink like the whole way that I treat strangers, because I don't want people thinking I'm flirting with them when I'm not. Yeah.
No, but it happened to me as well. So it is true that if you are too friendly, it is in Nigeria, it is taken as something else. So I had to also rethink my own strategy. And now I try to have like non-smiling face when I meet people. And I try not to hug them too tight, because I used to like hug very tight, and men or women as well. But now it's like keeping the distance. But I think, Zoe, it's just for 1 year. So it always comes with the experience. So you
Yeah.
still have many more years to come. Okay, so you guys met at Zoe's house in Vietnam, and then what happens next?
I think we spent 2 weeks. He was in Vietnam for 2 weeks, and we saw each other maybe twice more in that
Yeah,
period.
twice more. Yeah, the first
Yeah.
time, the Tracy's birthday, and then my last night in Vietnam. That's 3 times. Yeah.
No, your last night in that city, and then you went to Hanoi.
Hanoi, yes.
So, should I tell them about?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So, the second time we saw each other, he ended up coming back to the building that I lived in. So I was in like a share house, and the person who was my landlord was also in the share house, and she had another room where he could stay. So he stayed there, and I just sat in the room and we just talked all night. And then I went back upstairs. So again, just talking. And then the last night, he came back to the house again, and then I sent him home.
Yeah, in the middle of the night.
In the middle of the night.
Why did you send him home?
I was in a talking stage with someone else. I can't do more than one person at once. Even if it's talking stage, I'll focus on someone, and then if it's not working out, I end it and move on. And I guess this is a good thing, but also it meant that I was deeply confused, because of course by that time I really liked you. And I was like, I need some time to just think about this and make the decision. But of course it was too late, because he left the city the next day.
But what made you like him so much? What was your first impression about him?
I thought he was really interesting, super smart, which he is. And we talked a lot about like deep things, religion as well.
Yeah, and you ask a lot of questions about Nigeria, and I'm a very curious person. And when I see somebody trying to like really know about where I come from, when they ask questions, it means the person is actually interested in where I come from. So when she was asking the question, even though she was too fast at that time, my accent and stuff. So when she was talking, I had to listen, make sure that all my attention was on her. And I have to confess, at a point, I wasn't really hearing what you were saying, because I had to be looking at you. So the conversation we had made me realize that she is a very, really very smart person. And that was the first thing that actually got me attracted to her.
I thought I was just being nosy, which I was, to be fair.
No, I believe it was meant to happen. But then, so you were in the kind of relationship or dating stage with someone else then, I understood?
Yeah, when you're in that weird sort of, you haven't put a label on it yet, but you're going somewhere with someone. He wasn't even in the same city as me. Looking back, I should have made the decision earlier, because what actually happened was Banji went to Hanoi before then flying out to Nigeria. And he offered to fly me up there to spend the last day or two. How many days were you there?
Yeah, it was so.
To spend the last 2 days with him before he went. And I still was like umming and ahhing in my brain. Which way do I go? So stupid. I regret that hugely. I should have gone up.
You said no?
I said no.
Yeah, I said. She said no, yeah.
And guys, if you don't know yet, she's based in Nigeria now. Okay, so that's just the beginning of the story, okay? Okay, that's really interesting. So how did you feel when she said twice no to you? Because I know that for Naija man, now you are challenged. Now there's something more interesting about you.
It really felt more like a challenge, okay? I offered to fly.
Exactly.
And from where I came from, it's free. She didn't even have to pay. Majority of people would have just
Exactly.
jumped. She still said no. It was game on. So
I had no idea.
I actually really didn't feel much bad about it, because I know it came like that. It means when we had the conversation in the night, when she told me about our talking stage, so I already knew she didn't want to do something like that to the person. So I understood. I really didn't feel weird about it. I understood.
But from your perspective, Banji, because in Nigeria, I feel it is normal to talk to multiple people at the same time. From your experience from Nigeria, how did you understand it?
I understood. Like I said, I understood that. See, when you say it's like it's normal to talk to multiple people, it depends on when she said it. She defined it as a talking stage, not that maybe actually started dating yet at that time or something. Even me at that time, there was still like things that are really not serious that at that point I was still having, but it was not really serious. So when she said that, I understood perfectly that she didn't want to. In Yoruba, we say, let's just say Nigeria, like she's a good girl. She knows exactly what she wants.
Have you heard him saying it that you're a good girl? We haven't recorded, eh? We haven't recorded. So that's for here on YouTube. It will be for years. So Zoe, you can use it against him in 5 or 7 years where he says something else.
Thank you.
We have a proof. He left Vietnam. You had also you were at the talking stage. So what happened afterwards?
I will let you say. We kept talking when I got to Nigeria. So I think like a day or two after I got to Nigeria, I already made up my mind. As a matter of fact, within that short period of time, I already got to know a lot of things about her. And I already decided in my mind that, okay, this is something that I really want to pursue. And I was happy when she told me, and she didn't just tell me, she sent me a screenshot of the text where she broke up with a guy. And that was just it. Yeah, she sent the receipt.
Receipts.
How did the guy react? And where was the guy from? Was he from Vietnam?
Yeah, he was a Vietnamese guy. I wish him to his credit, he took it quite well, actually. I did end up having to block him because he didn't take no for an answer. Like, he took it well, but then would message me again a little bit later from memory. So I don't think that he can see any of my socials, and I hope he's moved on and found something or someone that is really good to him. Yeah.
Okay. So then you started talking, you started chatting.
Yeah, we video called all day, every day. Yeah. So Banji owns a business, and to his credit, he always made, and still, I know I complain about this sometimes, but he does still make time for us and for me. And that's just been a consistent thing from the very beginning, which I really appreciate.
So Banji, tell me, because that's a constant complaint about Nigerian men that I hear. A minimum once or twice a week. And it's like all over the world, women, they complain that Nigerian men, they are focused on business. And then it's difficult for them to make time for the women, blah, blah, blah. So please, so how do you find the time? Zoe.
I think the time has always been there.
Okay.
I don't think I actually did make some time. The work that I do involves me to constantly thinking. I'm a software developer. Just anytime I feel like I needed to have a break, she's always my go-to person.
Aww.
So it wasn't really maybe I was. The time was just there.
So I think the answer, all the ladies who are watching it. So the answer is just the time is just there. You're like, the man has to make the time.
Yeah.
It's an effort.
Yeah, exactly. It, like, for me also, as soon as I have any free time, he's my best friend. Who else would I go to? So I think that if you're in a relationship where the first thought in your head or in your partner's head, when they have a little bit of time to spend, isn't, let's spend it together.
Okay. So please tell me, how do you build your relationship online? Because there's a lot of trust issues. There is a lot of commitment, but you are never 100% certain that it's real because it's online. And can you please tell me about your experience?
Yeah.
I can speak from my own experience. I'm interested to hear what you have to say about it.
Sure, definitely.
For me, one of the things that made me fall in love with Banji, which happened whilst we were communicating online, it was quite quick, but it was during building the relationship online, was how honest he is and how much of a good person he came across as, which obviously he's a good person. I'm like stumbling. Basically, the way that I got to know who Banji is as a person meant that trust issues were not a huge deal for me. I do remember that there was a period in Australia. I think I was in Australia because I went there before coming to Nigeria, and I had started to feel like, oh, it was a really difficult time being in limbo and stuff. And I think I did have a few trust issues then. And honestly, we communicated about it. And I'm not the best of communicators because as I've not really been in any healthy relationships before this one. So Banji was very patient with me.
If you say that you were not in the healthy relationship, what do you mean by that?
So as per my message, there was I had a pattern for falling for men who filled a hole, I guess. A lot of emotional, physical, a bit of financial abuse. Yeah.
Okay. So he was a kind of like a light in your life that appeared in Vietnam coming from Nigeria as a coincidence.
I think so. I heard someone say once that we meet people and we fall in love with people who are the same level of healed as we are. And I did a hell of a lot of healing and just like growth before I met Banji. And I actually think if I'd met him even a year before, it wouldn't have worked out because I'm not the same person that I was. Yeah.
So at what emotional stage were you, Banji, that time when you met Zoe?
I was the girlfriend I was dating then. We just falling out. We had some issue, and so I wasn't even looking for a mate with her, to be honest, because I didn't even know that I was going to meet someone in Vietnam. So I was single around that time. I wasn't like even looking to say, okay, I was going to meet someone. So it was, let's just say it was like a cosmate or something. I don't know the right word to use to describe it. You meeting someone when you're not even looking. Yeah, it was magical.
I'm just thinking because many, what I guess Zoe heard about Nigerians, we will discuss this. Nigerians are like this, that he's after your passport because of this and that. And then from your side, did you have any hesitation? Like she had some trust issues at some point. What about you?
Yeah, I think I didn't really have something like that. When we started talking, so when I got to Nigeria and we started talking, like you said, it's online. So it was slowly, I knew her about movements, everywhere she's going, she told me about it. I could call her. She could call me anytime too. I don't think I actually faced any hesitation, to be honest, because on our own side, it's easier like to say, it's only dating you because of your passport. And I remember I didn't even know that she's an Australian citizen until after a month or two.
What did you think?
I think we spoke about it, but like I wasn't even thinking about it. Yeah. Because I remember a conversation actually raised and she had to tell me that we have to talk. So when she told me we have to talk, I was like, oh shit, okay. What happened? Then
sorry. So scary.
So I think that's when I think that was the point that I even know that you're also from UK. I met her in Asia, so I didn't actually think myself really come from Australia or from the UK.
Yeah. So how did you try to get close to each other when you were away? So one of the things is this telebuddy, and then what are other things like? Did you fall asleep together or being on the phone or?
No, yeah, because we are in different time zone entirely. So when she falls asleep,
he wakes up.
up.
You had an alarm to tell me to sleep.
Yeah, I still have the alarm till now. I refuse to stop it.
Every time I tell him I'm not sleepy. But no, because 5 p.m. here was like 11 p.m. in Vietnam. And I'm very bad. I'm an insomniac. Don't have great sleep habits. So I actually asked him if he could help me to try to be better with that. Because I know that having good sleep really helps you to be more productive and just live a better life. So that's why he did it. And he still hasn't removed it. And it's now 5 p.m., which is not the right time to go to sleep, babe. So you should probably change it.
But Banji, so what kind of differences have you noticed? Like you said that you were in some kind of relationship with a Nigerian girl before Zoe. So what kind of immediate differences that you noticed when you started dating Zoe?
I want to know.
Yeah. Let's open the Pandora box. Yes.
I want to be honest. Okay.
Please.
Yeah, put me on the city. Okay, I want to say this as a joke, but the first thing is when we started dating, even if it was to be a Nigerian woman and she stayed abroad, I would buy wig.
You buy wig?
I would buy a wig. So the first thing is the normal, oh, okay, I need this, I need that, my house rent, I want to pay for this. It wasn't the conversation at all.
Why should you do stuff?
Okay.
Zoe, I will teach you. No, there are some things that we need to learn from Nigerian women. I will teach you. Don't worry. But Banji, it's not against you. It is nothing against you. It's a learning experience.
So there was nothing like that. In that moment, I had peace. So okay, fine. That's the first thing that okay. I know that okay. I'm getting from here and from other Nigerian girls. Of course, they are being their boyfriend. It's a normal thing. I'm not saying this against them, but it's a normal thing here as a boyfriend. You take up some roles willingly. Not that maybe they forced us or something, but being with her when we started dating, it was not there. So
Banji, sorry. So what kind of roles do you have to take? As a provider or as what role?
Yeah, of course, in Nigeria, boyfriend like literally take husband role, not just husband, father's role. And it's the way we were raised, it's the community. So that's just what it is. So with her, it was different, of course. That wasn't there. And the way she communicates her feelings, the honesty, the way she talk, of course, she was my person.
But what about you, Zoe? Because if you dated the Vietnamese guys before and now you suddenly met a Nigerian, so there is a huge cultural difference, especially that you come from Australia. So what's been your experience like?
So actually, I think that having been in Vietnam, I was there for 10 years and I've had 2 serious relationships in Vietnam during that decade. And so dating those guys, I think that it may have helped with cultural gaps, because I would say that the dynamics in Vietnamese relationships are probably closer to the dynamics here than dynamics in like Western relationships. It's really complicated. I'm not saying they're the same, but I actually think that it may have helped lessen the cultural difference. But as I said, as I've told you, like there were definitely things here that I wasn't prepared for. Yeah.
No, but now I'm not asking about Nigeria as a country now. I'm asking more as Banji as a man, because I understand that the family importance and so on, it might be similar between the Vietnam and the Nigeria, but Banji as a man in comparison to the men that you dated before. So what were just like differences that you have noticed?
Okay, sorry. I think that a lot of the differences are about who Banji is as a person rather than where he's from. Like this, I'm going to give you lots of compliments now.
Listen, please open your ears, eh? Please.
I don't know. He's spent a lot of my life surviving in an emotional sense and just in general. And I think with Banji, I feel like I can rest, which has really allowed me to just blossom into who I actually am as a human. And what I mean by that is like he's kind and he's gentle and he's patient. He's teaching me how to communicate better. Not deliberately, I'm just observing the way that he communicates, which is really good. And these are all things that I think people build during their lives deliberately. I don't think you can maybe attribute that to where you come from. I think it's your choice as a person, how you develop your character. In terms of like differences between him as a Nigerian man and Vietnamese men, He loves pepper. There's pepper. That's the biggest thing. Do you know do you have an industrial pepper grinder in your house?
Wait, like a blender?
Yeah, like
Blender.
like a big ass thing.
Yeah, blender.
Yeah. That's number one item in the kitchen. Yeah, every Nigerian kitchen. It's because I was shocked when my husband bought it. I'm like, why would a man buy a blender? Like, why? And then I realized that it's
Essential.
it's very important. Yes, it's essential.
You're lucky we're not in the stone age. We use stones.
Ah, a very cool. Even the hand grinder, I was using that for a while. But so I guess that's
when you were saying about that how you were running through your life, and he was a safe space for you. So then I had tears in my eyes because I just remember me and my husband. It was the same, that he was like a safe spot that didn't judge me. That even though he didn't really understand what I have gone through in the past life because of the different cultures, because Nigerians, you guys, you can take in a lot, and what we see as traumatic, for you guys, it's a normal reality that you have to go through. Yeah. I know it is changing because all these pressed emotions, they are coming up, but people are more aware of it. But you really reminded me of that. Maybe I will tell my mufuta when we end, because it's been 17 years, so I actually forgot about it. But I'm very happy. So like you said also, what I love what you guys said, that it's, you find like when you're in the similar emotional stage, and then it clicks, and then you grow together because you support each other. So there's this kind of synergy. Even though you come from different cultures, you might not know each other for a long time, but there is this connection, and then it's like you grow. I'm very happy to hear that, because it's a very important foundation when you grow up together as people. And this safety also. I'm very happy for you, because when I heard about this 1 year, I'm like, okay, I heard different stories, many stories. So I was thinking, which of the baskets you guys fit in? There is a Nigerian prince. There are different things, Yeah, I was thinking, but so I'm surprised actually.
okay. Surprise, I hope.
Yeah. So are we done with praising Banji, or do you want to say a few more things about him?
So this is a question, because I could go on all night. So like
No, I was asking about differences between a Vietnamese man and the Nigerian man, and then you said that basically it's the number one was the pepper, that Banji likes the pepperish food. So what about the personality and being straightforward versus not straightforward communication?
Okay, I can make comparisons between Banji and the specific men I dated.
Okay.
I don't know if I could generalize about. Yeah, sorry, Banji's just going to turn on the fan.
The lights, so.
It's very hot.
Yeah, there is snowing outside here in Finland, so you guys are enjoying. Yes.
Can you hear that? Or is it okay?
No. Yeah, it's
okay.
Fine.
Okay, thanks, babe. Yeah, I don't know if I could generalize about all Nigerian men or all Vietnamese men, but certainly between the Vietnamese guys I dated and Banji, I would say like emotional intelligence is the biggest difference, because in Vietnam, and from what you've been saying and from what I've heard in Nigeria too, perhaps, it's not encouraged for men to talk about their feelings or to even understand what the feeling is beyond anger. A lot of my exes in Vietnam, I think that they would have benefited from a context where they felt safe to explore that, and it often came out in anger against me, and we couldn't communicate and blah blah blah. Whereas with Banji, like, completely different. You're very good at understanding yourself, which is huge. I think that's essential to a healthy relationship, to be honest.
Yeah. But Banji, how is it because of your mom, or is it because the environment? Did you grow up with women, or what's the secret? Because that does not happen often, that the man is aware of his own emotions.
Even in the West, especially in the West, arguably. I don't know.
I actually don't know, but I think the thing is, I know exactly what I want. I don't tend to lie to myself. So I'll tell you exactly the way I'm feeling. And another thing what I like about her is another thing when you're trying to communicate your feelings to someone, and then maybe they try to flip it or try to use it to manipulate yourself. She doesn't do that. I can count how many times that I've been vulnerable with her, and the way the conversation actually went, you will know that, okay, no, this is a safe space.
The same.
Her receiving the communication on her hand also actually show how intelligent she is emotionally, which I don't know, maybe she might not really understand. But
That's the part of learning from each other, that your partner is seeing you something that you are not aware of at the moment. Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's just not that maybe I grew up with women or something from experience. No, I tend not to lie to myself and say things the way exactly they are.
Also, you're very clever and very analytical. I think
I'm a software developer, of course. So.
maybe you just reverse engineer all of your problems, and then you're like, yeah.
Everything is a problem that needs to be solved.
Okay. So let's go back to May then. You guys, you met in Maldives in February, then was Vietnam first in November, then Maldives again in February, and then you made a decision Zoe, you made a decision to move, or it was Benji's request for you to move to Nigeria. So how was it?
I made the decision. I don't remember you requesting me. In fact, I begged him. I was like, let me come.
What? So it was not you, Benji, it was her. Okay, that's interesting.
Which was, yes. After we met in the Maldives, so and when she said it, I was like, yes, let's fucking do it. I'm half.
Wow.
Didn't want to be stuck, because what you were saying about long distance, like getting to know each other online, there are certain things that you can't, in my opinion, I don't think we would have grown as close or developed our relationship so well if we'd been a long distance couple this whole time. I wanted to be with him, living life with him, and see where it took us.
But it was a huge risk. What did your family say about it? Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought, yeah.
You want me to answer in like just one simple sentence?
Yes, baby, go ahead.
Yeah, they said I was going to kidnap her.
Of course. I am not surprised at all, yeah.
Yeah, you can go.
They did, they were worried. My parents, they also have never been to Nigeria, and neither had I. And so the only information that people have over in Australia, the only information that people where my parents live have, obviously there are Nigerian people in Australia, so their understanding of Nigeria would be different. But for my parents, they had limited understanding of what life is like here and what people are like here. And all they had was a whole Yahoo Boy scammer thing. So my parents have never stopped me from doing anything. I actually left home when I was 17 and I went to India on my own. I worked and saved and just left. And then I moved to Vietnam on my own when I was 20. And I don't think they were particularly happy about either of those moves either. They just accept. So when I said I'm going to Nigeria, again, they were like, look, please be really careful. And we're really worried for you, but we're not going to stop you. And then they hadn't met Banji at this point. They'd never spoken to him. So they didn't know what to think of him as a person. Actually, they did meet. And now I feel like you and my mom talk, right?
Yeah.
So after what time have you introduced Banji to your parents?
How long was it?
I think the first time I spoke with them was in Lagos when we went for Francis program. That should be in June.
In June.
So that was like a month after she got to Nigeria.
After you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But Zoe, before you decided about the big move from Vietnam to Nigeria, did you have any plan B in case if, something is not going to work out in Nigeria, some safety measures that you decided to take?
It was nothing to do with things not working out with Banji. It was more, I came not really knowing, like I'm a freelancer, right? So I came to Nigeria knowing that if it doesn't work out financially, then I'm going to need to be moving on, right? I had an exit strategy for that reason, to make sure that if I couldn't look after myself on the other side of the world, I was able to get back to my parents or to my network in Vietnam or somewhere where I knew I could look after myself. Because I'm not his child. Why should this man be? Yeah.
No, I'm just thinking about safety and security because, okay, you guys fell in love and Maldives were amazing, but Did you have anything on the back of your head, like some kind of feeling that something still can go wrong?
Nothing to do with, I'm being serious and honest here. I had no doubt about Banji. I was nervous about the security situation in Nigeria in general, because there are some things that Banji cannot control, right? So
Definitely, yeah. Okay, so I have to say that you are a brave woman, because if it was me, then I would have planned B or C, but then some apartment to rent in case some extra flight to take contact person to the embassy and so on, some kind of. But did you actually check him online, or did you do any investigation?
no, nothing beyond what he'd already, because we shared our lives with each other. Banji and I was working on his business with him in marketing, like in the Maldives. We did a whole bunch of stuff. I built a whole new system that he could use. Yeah, from the very beginning, we'd just been completely open with one another about all of that. So there was no investigation. I knew everything. Yeah.
So I have to say that you are very fortunate, Zoe. Thank you, Banji, for taking her in, because can you say, Banji, what could have happened if you were not a bad man, if you were not a good guy? Because you could have been catfished, actually. It's not the fact that Banji is a good man. Am I wrong?
I wouldn't have been, I lived with him for 2 weeks in the Maldives, so he would have been the same physical human. But you're right, he might have turned out to be an axe murderer when I turned up. And I did cross my mind that I might be being stupid. And I've always lived my life on the edge. I've accepted that I make decisions and I deal with the consequences. But I honestly didn't really think that would be the case. So it was a calculated risk.
I'm very happy, because I get so many messages from women that get stuck in Nigeria, or something happened in Nigeria, and they get in touch with the embassy and so on. So I want to say that Zoe's case is a very special case, in my opinion, based on my experience. So thank you so much, Banji. Everything is because of you, basically. That's the reason why everything is going well.
Yeah.
So you have landed in Nigeria. You didn't have a plan B. So tell me, what was it like the first days? And the culture was totally new to you.
Oh, sorry, that was loud. When he met me at the airport, he surprised me with 2 bunches of flowers, because he's a sweetheart, and apparently they're the only flowers.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't know. Yeah, he didn't. Anyway, he did that. And then we drove, obviously, to where we were staying. And he had a bottle of Origin bitters in the car. So the first thing that I consumed in Nigeria was Origin bitters. And it's very bitter. I still drink it today.
So basically, after you got to Nigeria, how was like the first few days? Because that's always very memorable.
She flew for over 48 hours. And me, on the other hand, too, I was waiting at the airport. I was really tired. So the first day, we had to buy food.
About the Chinese rice.
It was Chinese rice.
Yes.
He was worried about Niger food.
You welcome him in Nigeria with the Chinese rice.
I mean, it's the closest
the
family came from Asia. So.
Exactly, that's so cute.
I would have gotten you Vietnam rice if there was one. But there was no.
Vietnam rice is a very varied concept.
Yeah, wow. I remember you said that you were so shocked about the Nigerian culture in general. So what were the shocking factors?
Oh, it's been a gradual, it's been a gradual thing. There wasn't anything that just slapped me in the face, but definitely going home with Banji, I was like, is this a dream? Because I had never been to the African continent before. I'd been to Asia, I've been all around Europe, been to America. I'm very blessed that my family loves traveling and I have a good passport. Yeah, so I'd been around, but I had never been to Africa. So for me, the first thing was like, wait a second, am I actually here? It was huge. And then I think the first weekend I met your best friend, Chineye, right? She's lovely. And it was just meeting people from then on. It was just meeting people.
Okay. So how long were you chatting before you moved to Nigeria?
Should I take this one? It was literally like 5 or even maybe 6 months, I think, until we saw each other again. And we first met up in the Maldives.
Okay.
We chose it because it's visa free for Nigerians. Banji has his own experience to tell about that. But yeah, that's when we first met up after that. And it was amazing, actually.
And she moved to Nigeria in May.
Yeah, shortly after that. It was a couple of months after that, was it?
Yeah, we met in the Maldives in February. So,
Yeah.
and then she moved to Nigeria in May.
In May. So how it's been to you? Because I know that people are so welcoming, but what's like when they see you, as they call you Oyibo and so on, what does it feel like?
I'm quite a shy person outside, so I don't love standing out. It's not something that I can help given the color of my. But yeah, I remember one time I was walking on the street and somebody drove past and said, "Oh, Yibo, I love you too much." And I feel like that epitomizes the general. People joke with you, and I don't know. People have been very sweet and kind to me, and just friendly in general.
What about Banji's parents? How was the first meeting?
Yeah, I was terrified. I really wanted to
I can imagine, yeah.
I remember I asked you, like, what should I wear? I didn't even, yeah, but it worked out really well. I don't remember.
Was it a Nigerian attire or it was more of the Western attire?
Yeah, but cover everything, like just being respectful. Yeah.
I remember I when I met my father-in-law, I think the second time I had leggings, and then he gave me a scarf. He said, "Natalia, cover yourself." I'm like, "Baba, why?" Because the way I saw it is that he doesn't like me. He thinks I'm ugly. That's how I felt. I'm like, "Oh my goodness, Baba, why?" But he was like, "No, he's not with us anymore, my dear Baba." But now I know that he wanted to save all this for his son. So he didn't want other men to see he was a Muslim. I was there. I was like, I don't know, 20 or something. I didn't know really about the Muslim culture and so on. Yeah, but you guys are bringing a lot of nice memories to me. Thank you.
That's good.
But did you learn some Yoruba words? Like, how was it like? What was it like with Banji's parents?
Yeah, his mom taught me how to say ant. Is it kokoro?
Kukuru.
I still get it wrong. And also Lola. They're the two words that I learned from his mom. And then I'm picking up other words. The first word I actually learned was ejo, and it was used when being stopped by very friendly road police who want me to show them love. Ejo, sir, next time. I copied him.
But you were scared and you went there and like they welcome you very well and like it was easy, or did you feel this kind of tension from their side as well? Because it's always stressful for both sides, even for the parents. Is she a good wife to be for my son or not?
So I remember wanting very much for people to like me because it mattered. He's my person. It still matters to me. But I never felt tension or anything like that. I actually felt that Banji's family were really welcoming and warm and just friendly and kind from the get-go. And of course, it took time to get to know one another and be more comfortable with each other. But yeah, that was one of the big things that stood out to me, actually.
Did his mom ask you to cook something with her? Did she tested you like in any? Banji is smiling. Has she?
I cooked for her. She eats my food.
Yeah, and did I tell you about the vegetable you made last for her?
Yeah, what happened?
Oh my, she loved it.
Wait, no, you made those vegetables.
No,
the stew.
Stew.
The stew.
Yeah,
I
the fried
mastered
stew.
ata dinzin.
Yeah, the fried stew. Yeah.
So you cook for your mother-in-law?
Yes, of course. I want her to feel happy on the inside as well.
Oh, that's so nice, because I don't think that she expects that from you.
I don't know. I try.
What about Banji's dad and the rest of the family?
My dad is late, so just basically my mom and my siblings.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you the eldest or are you the youngest from?
The third of this, we are 6. So
Okay, you are 6. Okay, so there is one of your brothers that is the head of the family now.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
And Zoe, are you familiar with this concept? Because that was something the same happened to me. So this is when I realized how heavy it can get. Because if you think about the concept, like if the father is late and then a son has to take over the role of the father, it sounds heavy, but actually when it happens and the son has to do it, then it's a lot of pressure that comes to them. Are
Yeah,
you aware of this? Like,
she was shocked when I called one of my brothers daddy.
Oh, so that's another thing. The whole daddy mommy thing. Daddy, you know how this is different to your question, but the fact that people call adults mommy and then the name of their firstborn child, or daddy and then the name of their firstborn or lastborn or something. Yeah. No, because Banji bears a lot of responsibility and I admire him for that. For me, it's just been that I want to be a support. I want to be his safe space so that like he has a soft home. He has a soft landing. Yeah.
I really feel like you guys been like you were meant to be together, because there is so much that could go wrong in this case, and apparently everything as it seems now, it's going very well. So I'm very happy. What is your secret of communication?
Just if anything ever arises, just let's talk about it. Even sometimes when it's not comfortable, even at that moment when it's not comfortable, that is actually the right time to talk about it. So we tend to, if we sure, of course, we do like have some misunderstandings on that, but the main thing is we trash it immediately and we try to understand each other, like from each other perspective. Okay, this is our sittings. Okay, these are our sittings, and we just we come to a compromise and everything is solved.
Yeah.
But do you have silent days? Like how do you solve conflict?
Crazy.
We've never had it.
I would run away.
So what happens when you guys have like misunderstanding, but like a very big misunderstanding?
She tends to try to walk into the room. Then I tend to like, no, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, I want
Come
to
back
leave.
here. Come back
Because
here.
you are used to it. Yeah, I understand.
It's too much emotionally. I just want to get out, but I want him to follow me. And he doesn't. So I
Yeah, do you hear that? Because men, they don't know that we want you guys to follow. When we are angry, this is how it works. Yes. And then if you ask and I say she says no, it means yes.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Quite often. Or if you're okay. Actually, no, I'm less like that. If he says, "Are you okay?" I will say whether I am or not. Or do you want it? I'm very direct. But with the walking out of the room, yeah, you should know that you should be following me.
I'm letting. Now that
Yeah.
our band is like that, I'm letting.
So Banji, if I ask you what is the like a guideline to make Zoe happy and to bring like a light from her, like the good things from her, so what would you say that? How do you do this?
There is no guideline other than me just being myself.
But those Naija men that wants to start dating the Australian girls, what would you advise?
Like I said earlier, the first thing is to actually be yourself. I've realized that nobody is 100% perfect. And if the other person is actually your person, even in your shortcomings, they will accept you like that. So what I usually do mostly is I be my natural self, and I've realized that being myself make her happy. So
being like sharing his whole self, his whole life.
So it makes her happy a lot, and it's just even a hard work. It's easy. It's very easy.
Like he sleep talks. He's a funny man. Sorry.
I guess your coworkers will now know the different side of you, Banji.
I'm sorry.
Everyone does sometimes.
Do I?
Okay, so what about Banji? So from your experience, the guideline for women to make the Nigerian men happy at the beginning of the relationship?
Oh, I don't know. I think something. Damn, I don't want to give you the same answer. The actual answer is the same answer. I am completely and utterly myself. For some reason, that brings him joy. But I think that the things that he's highlighted that he likes about me, like transparency, he's never asked me to give him any information or tell him where I'm going or whatever. He would never ask me. I volunteer stuff. And being able to analyze the way I feel, think about it, and then act rationally. Even if in the moment, I'm still, as I've said, I'm learning how to be less emotional in the moment, but I'm able to rationally think about my responses to things and the way I feel about things, work through it, and then be rational and grow with him. And I know that you value those things, right?
Yes, he said yes, yes. So, very good, Banji. Yes, very good.
Also,
You're right. He's a fast learner.
also food.
Yes.
That is one thing. I know that eating my food is, for him, it's a love language. So being able to cook things that he enjoys, that's a big deal. Yeah.
Okay. So if you are the freelancer, I believe that you work from home. And Benji, do you work from home or do you go to the office?
Yeah, I go to the office and sometimes I work from home. So I own the business, so I kind of work anywhere.
So how do you structure the day together?
Okay, in that sense, actually, there are two kind of days. So the day I go to the office, and maybe a day where I work from home. So a day I work from home is that like I said, I'm a software developer. Most of the times, there's always new problem to solve, and somehow, if I explain my problem to her, it gets solved.
I'm very good at
It gets solved.
being there.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Able to say, okay, this is actually a problem I'm having. Then she's not a programmer, so when I explain it to her in a layman language, just miraculously in that moment, I just try to. So in that case, when I'm working, she's in and out of my work when I'm working. So I go to her, I have this problem, I explain it to her, we talk, then I go back to go and solve the problem.
I think I'm good at asking the right questions to get him thinking in the right way.
Exactly. So then I go to the office. I just normal casual, just another day. I wake up, we eat together, and I go to the
And
office.
you leave. And then what time do you come back?
I come back averagely around 6 p.m.
Yeah, it depends on
Okay.
the day.
Depends on the day, yes.
But then, Zoe, do you go out by yourself? I'm curious about your life because for Benji, I don't think that much changed. But for you, the whole life changed.
So different. So when I wake up, I don't usually eat breakfast, just personal preference. I have a coffee. So when I wake up, my routine is usually ask him what he wants to eat and then make myself a coffee and make him what he wants to eat because he does eat breakfast. And then during the day, quite often I'm staying at home or maybe I'll get public transport to a cafe or something like that.
You use the public transportation?
I use like Uber, the version.
Uber. Okay, yeah. Okay, okay. Because I just imagine you in the bus buying a ticket and trying to find the space in. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
Look, in Vietnam, I used to drive a motorbike around. That would be my ideal thing. The motorbike men they're like motorbike taxis here. I want to be one of them. That would be my ideal scenario, but I don't know.
I don't think that he will allow that. You would make a lot of money, I think, if you,
I also it might not be the safest of things, but so I do that. And then we have a routine in the evenings. We always 99.99% of the days, we end the day on the couch watching whatever series or whatever movie we're into currently. Yeah.
I mean, that was even a thing before you even moved to Nigeria. We used to watch movies together online.
Oh, we did. We even had.
So it's like you play the same movie and then you watch it from afar?
There's a software that allows
Watch Party.
Oh, Watch Party. Yes, that's the name of the software. Telepathy.
Yeah.
So we use telepathy to watch Netflix together. So once in a way, we just watch a movie together.
Yeah.
And then okay. So we are getting till the end of the interview, but I'm just thinking you are in a very, how should I say, very special moment of your life because you don't have that many responsibilities, children. You are still in this loving phase and they are still you're in the phase that you're still learning about each other. So how do you imagine this relationship moving on?
I think there's going to be endless things to learn and grow regarding together. I don't think that's ever going to stop. There will always be things that we can grow through together.
But are you planning to stay in Nigeria? What are your plans?
We don't really know. We're throwing around all sorts of different plans. But for now, it's working on your business, right? And we haven't settled on one plan yet. But if I think one of the questions you had was in 10 years, right?
Yeah, that was yeah, that's where I was heading to. Yes, the 10 years. Hmm.
Who knows? Maybe we'll be here, or maybe we'll be in Australia. Maybe we'll be I want to live in Mongolia, so like I'm working on that. I'm hoping that he'll say yes to that. That would be cool.
At this stage, Banji, what is your answer to Mongolia?
They eat horse.
I've never been to Mongolia. So I wouldn't. She has been there. So
No, I have not. That's why I want to go.
Okay. And apart from Mongolia, I think there are still some like 10 places she really wants
Greece,
us to.
India, Nepal.
So we are just going to be in all places at the same time. So
Dubai. I don't know.
So you are okay. So you are just living your life. You have some plans A, B, C, D, but you actually don't know which one is going to work out.
the plan right now is just like to try and build the business first. It's the priority now.
Of course, yeah, that's very important. Yeah. So you have stable income, and then
So after that, we'll know the next step.
when you guys met, have you discussed all these things, like if we have children, what kind of language are we going to speak, and like financial things, this kind of background checkup about ideology, about life? Did you have this kind of conversation?
I don't know if we did.
I think we did talk about our religion.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Yeah, we did talk about religion. I'm a Muslim, and also I'm a very open person that I believe we're all human being first before religion, and also open to children being able to choose their own lifestyle, what they want to do.
Yeah.
I've lived in that for a very long time, so it wasn't really a problem.
No.
If you have children, and she's a Christian by the
No,
way.
I am not.
Okay.
I am a nothing.
You're Margaret.
No, but okay, so religion is maybe different here in that, like, maybe my family maybe my family went to church when I was young, but I myself do not believe in Jesus. I believe he existed, but I also, we don't need to go into that.
Yeah, let's not go into that. Yeah, I ask that because many couples, they don't discuss it. And in my opinion, it is very important to discuss it. The finances, when we start living together and so on, who is paying for what. Of course, in Nigeria, we enjoy a lot because men take a lot of responsibilities, and most of the women gladly agree to that.
She's not wrong.
I would never want to offend you.
No, sorry, I'm telling you, because it's for him, it's a pleasure that he spends money on you. So it's like for you to gladly say, yes, thank you, I appreciate you for that. So I know, so for some women, I have to say it's hard.
It's different for me. And I would never dream of asking for. I heard some people here are on a salary.
I wanted to say that, Banji, you should pay her for all these advices, consultation, and thinking. Yeah, Zoe, you're in Nigeria. You have to think monetization.
No, I've been raised by my parents to stand on my feet. I'm an adult. I can work. Banji is incredibly generous. He really is. I would never and will never take advantage of that or consider that my right to be treated that way. We're a team.
Guys, can we please agree to have the same conversation, let's say in 2-3 years? I'm really curious to know, how are you going to grow up as a couple? I can see the synergy, and I can see that you are learning from each other, and that surprisingly, even for you guys, that you have so much in common, even though coming from different cultures.
I think also I've traveled. My parents moved countries when I was like 9. And I myself have lived in very different cultures to the one I was raised in since I was 17. So I've learned, and I take pleasure in keeping an open mind. And I haven't actually grabbed onto any particular type of cultural expectations. Although, that being said, like there have been some that I've noticed I carry with me, like, for example, the division of labor in the household, that kind of thing. But most things, I think maybe I'm not your typical Australian girl.
So because of the fact that you moved out from Australia in the age of 17, I think it made you a citizen of the world, that you are the mix of so many cultures.
I'm a mix, yes.
So how long did you stay in India?
That first time I was there for 3 or 4 months, and then I came back briefly and tried to go to uni. I say tried. I went to uni, wasn't for me. And I left and went back to India for a year. So like from 17 to 20, I was in and out. And then at 20, I went to Vietnam and just stayed. I was on the plane and I was thinking to myself, no one knows this, but I'm not going home. I'm going to make it work.
Yeah, but so what did you do in India?
I had been blessed. No, I hadn't been blessed. I'd worked bloody hard for a year at a cafe prior. And then, so when I went there, I had enough savings that I was able to live frugally and just live and travel. Yeah. So I just made friends. Amazing to
Okay.
me. Yeah.
So you have lived the life of a digital nomad in a way.
Yeah, but a digital nomad with no stress, no pressure. It was an incredible experience that I think most people would never have been able to experience. So I hope that our kids will be able to get that. Maybe we can do that.
So is it easy for you to settle in Nigeria then? Is it not some kind of, you don't have that much freedom as before and so on? What's the feeling like?
Yeah, that is one big thing. Like whenever I go outside, I stand out, and that's obvious. That's normal. This isn't my country. I understand that. But it does mean that I feel a little bit less able to be mobile. So I have found that difficult. It's not what I'm used to. Yeah. I think that's probably been the most difficult thing about relocating here, to be honest with you.
If you give an advice to people in the similar situation like yours, so for those who have a long distance relationship.
Shall I go first?
Yeah, you should go first. Yeah.
If you ever meet, in my opinion, if you ever meet people online, and let's be honest, most people do meet online these days with Tinder and stuff, even if you're living in the same city, you'd be swiping left or right. So meeting people online is always, it can be really dangerous because until you meet them in person, until you really get to know them in person, you can't know exactly who they are. So I guess my advice would be always be careful, trust your gut, and maybe first and foremost to anybody who is, before I met Banji, I was not a healed person, which, and I struggled a lot with mental health and just, I was not happy. And so I fell into a lot of relationships where people very easily took advantage of me or hurt me because they saw it vulnerabilities to exploit. So I think that as a human being, if you're going to pair your life with somebody else, or even just exist in this world, you should put a lot of focus into being whole yourself, into not having vulnerabilities, into being a happy, whole, healthy person yourself. So that if you then date someone, whether you meet them online or not, but especially if you meet them online, and especially if it's long distance, you're more equipped to see red flags and to not be exploited. Because I got so lucky. This man is my safe space, kind and wonderful, but other people don't get lucky. And so if you don't have those vulnerabilities to exploit, then hopefully you won't find yourself in a really difficult position. Yeah.
Wow, that's so powerful what you said. Thank you, Zoe.
Yeah, I would just add to what she said. I think the advice I would actually give, like she already said, is to always be yourself and trust your gut, trust your instinct. I recently read somewhere that your instinct or your gut, they're actually like a waves from the future. So if you believe that, okay, this is the person for me, just trust your gut, be careful and be yourself. And also communicate. It's very important.
Yeah.
Communicate your feelings. Don't be vulnerable. There's nothing bad in it. So just say things the way they are. Don't hide any feelings. Left no stone unturned, and everything will eventually work.
Zoe, thank you, Banji. But Zoe, I could see that you're emotional after you said it. Or what happened?
Yeah, which is, I was being serious. You're right. I had a change in emotion, didn't I? I think everybody, no matter where you are in the world, everyone experiences mental health problems, even if they don't recognize them as mental health problems, because they have a much bigger problem of where the hell am I going to get food to eat, right? But the brain is an organ that suffers. And the fact that human beings don't talk about it as much as we should or as openly as we should, I think really limits us. Yeah, I feel really strongly about that, actually. I nearly died because of it, and thank goodness I didn't. Yeah.
Okay. But are you willing to talk about it or not?
Yeah, I am. If that's, I often don't have a filter, so if it's appropriate to talk about it.
What I understood, that you're an advocate actually for Nigerian men being a safe space for women. Yeah, so that's why I wanted to ask about your previous experience, because I can only imagine the journey you have gone through, that you put so much trust in Banji after everything that you have gone through.
So the people I dated before Banji were quite damaged men themselves, and they were abusive. There were unfortunately, three abusive partners. And I just kept falling into the same habit. I kept repeating the same mistakes because at the same time, I'd been diagnosed with all sorts of things that actually were incorrect. I'm autistic. That's what I am. I'm autistic. So I spent my life thinking I was depressed, bipolar, whatever, and not being able to understand myself or understand why I kept falling into these situations where just people were cruel and relationships were hard and painful. And yeah, there's a stereotype out there that Nigerian men are going to hurt you, they're going to scam you. For Western women, there is a stereotype. There's no smoke without a fire. Of course, there is a huge industry for that here, and it's a really complicated, sad, and criminal thing, right? That's something that people need to be aware of course. But also, you can't paint an entire country of men with that brush. Those people are the criminals of this country. They're not the good men. And when I first met Banji, and one of the things that made me really fall in love with him was the fact that he felt totally different. Like the way that he was in the relationship, how he showed up for me, even when he was overseas, and how he cared, he genuinely cared. And I can't even pinpoint it, just the vibe I got from him. He was a good, kind, open, honest person. And I immediately trusted him because it was so starkly different to every other person I had dated.
I have good skin when she's talking about you this way. I don't know what kind of emotions are going through your body right now. But Zoe, I'm thinking also that you were quite young when you moved out from your home, and then you said that you had 3 serious relationships. So you started dating those men when you were about 20. Yeah. Were they older than you, or were they your age?
No, they were all actually the same age as me and struggling in their own ways. Yeah. I think until I realized that I have autism, I didn't realize that I didn't understand the entire world and why I didn't understand. I was unable to, I think because I didn't realize people's brains operated differently to mine. So I just assumed that if you say something, you mean it. Or if I see this, then that means that, because that's what it would mean if it was me. So I was really easily, I suppose I was really vulnerable back then. And those guys in Vietnam, the war has left its scars on the younger generation because there's a lot of different dynamics, but the war only ended in 75, right? 1975. So the generation of guys I was dating were raised by parents who'd been through that. And I think that and a whole bunch of other cultural dynamics meant that these men also didn't really know how to love in a kind way. So I accepted that, and they didn't realize that they were being horrible. Sorry if I'm going off topic. I'm trying to.
No, I actually appreciate really, because I don't know if you are aware, but in Nigeria, all kind of disorders, they are the taboo topics. So actually, for you saying now openly that you have autism, you are very brave, because really brave. I think you should maybe talk about it on your social media as well now after we air this interview, because if it comes from you, it will sound differently. I know parents that they have autistic children that they are ashamed of. I support myself through my foundation, the school for children with disabilities, when they leave the kids and they never come to visit them, because it is a huge stigma, especially to people that are not educated. They don't have chance actually to get the education. So I really appreciate what you do.
Thanks. Yeah, and you're right. And imagine being the child who's left at the orphanage and told that they're inherently broken. They're not loved because of the way that they entered the world. Ask for that.
Yeah. But at Banji, how did you feel about it when she told you?
I think she really didn't go directly, but I noticed one thing about her, that she takes things literally. If you tell her yes, there's no in between.
It's true.
You have to me, yes. And when she told me, the first thing I told her was like, "You're normal." Growing up in Nigeria, I don't really know anything about autism or something. No, but when I met her, you seem pretty normal to me, and that is what I care about.
And
Actually,
Zoe, that is so beautiful because he fell in love with who you are. You showed him yourself without the filter. So how was it like for you? Were you stressed to tell him?
no, because I'd already started just living without masking, which is a buzzword, I suppose, without pretending, without trying to fit in. I'd noticed that even with my family in Australia, I used to try really hard to present myself in a certain way so that I'd avoid conflict or misunderstandings or whatever. But with Banji, I would literally just say what I mean, because I think I'd reached a point in my life where I was like, look, either I just live or I don't want to be here anymore. I've had enough. So that's what I was doing. And yeah, something that just is amazing about him is that I think he loves me because of a lot of that, because that's who I am, which is weird because no one ever has, but in a good way. Yeah.
I'm trying to hold my tears. It is so beautiful, guys. I never expected this how I'm going to feel while interviewing you.
Sorry.
After I air this interview, we don't know what comments are going to be there and so on. And are you ready for it?
Yeah.
You're running a page already, and we've been getting some comments.
Ha!
So.
Some people don't even comment their thoughts, they DM them to me. And I'm like, whoa.
What kind of DMs do you get?
Oh, I don't know. Someone sent me a message the other day telling me that you dashed me when you told me I was 7 out of 10 Nigerian. And they were like, I wouldn't have even given you a 5. It's not that bad. I'm just joking. Honestly,
Yeah.
people, when you put yourself out on the internet, you are making yourself a public figure, which means that people will talk about you. I understand that.
I just feel that for all the people watching and trying to live a fake life or trying to prove anything to so many things to other people, you guys are such a good example of just showing the true colors and just being yourself and being vulnerable and not regretting it.
Yeah.
And being so cute in all this. Okay, guys, the last thing for the past 1 year. So what are the things that you appreciate in each other that you have learned from each other?
Okay, I know what to say.
She's very good at that, so I'm listening.
You have to think of a thing too.
Yeah.
Thank you for leading so well and for being my safe place, my safe space. And thank you for your commitment to growing together. And well done for everything you've achieved this year business wise. It's like this next year is going to be huge, absolutely huge. And I'm so excited.
Yeah, so it's my turn. There has never been a point that I've ever regretted ever meeting you ever since you came into my life. And I want to thank you. I don't know if I say this oftenly or maybe if I say it all the time, but I want to thank you for making yourself my home, for making the literal home that we live in a home, and for always, anytime I'm coming home, I'm always happy to come home. I want to thank you for that. And I know that you have some stuff that like battling with and thinking about, but I want to tell you that you are growing. I see the growth, even if you are not seeing it yourself. I see the growth in you every day, and I'm very proud of you. I love you so much.
I love you too.
Oh, amen to that. Guys, if you want to follow these lovebirds, so if you haven't come across the Zoe's profile yet, so are you on TikTok as well or YouTube?
Yeah, I'm on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. And actually, YouTube and TikTok is doing way better than Instagram. So it probably would be good to point people to either of those two instead. Yeah.
We will definitely do that. And you guys are now my heroes. And I really keep my fingers crossed for how your relationship is going to develop because this has been just 1 year. So I'm really curious. I will checking on you.
Thank you. Thanks for
Thank
interviewing
you.
us. Yeah.
Thank you so
It was
much.
a great